Welcome to the Transcend Money Community's Perpetual Futures tutorial. My name is Tony, and in today's video we are going to describe how Perpetual Futures work and how you can execute cuts on the MEXC platform, because it is a platform that has the cheapest fees and commissions. Alright, let's get started. Let's follow these 5 points. First, what are the Perpetual Futures in detail? Choose the exchange house, how to obtain coins available in the exchange house, and then how to use the parameters of the Perpetual Futures, which are different from the spots, because entry, take profit, stop loss, and size of the trade, and also the leverage. Okay? That's the leverage that we are going to explain, and then run a Perpetual Future. Alright, let's get started. To do this, before explaining what Perpetual Futures are, let's quickly review how spot work to give us some perspective. Let's imagine that the price of Bitcoin is 26,000 and that we think it can go up to 29,000. But in addition, we are also going to consider the situation of decline, and we will see how that can be operated in futures, so that it opens our minds in futures, not in spot, so that it opens our minds how futures work. Let's imagine that we are also going to think that it could happen that the picking price goes from 26 to 24,000, okay? And let's run it on spot. We are going to do both situations because it is important to open our minds for the future. Very good. Let's imagine we have $1,000, and the situation that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up, or that we believe that the price of Bitcoin is going from 26 to 29, and we are going to assume that it is 10%. So, what's happening? If we have USDT, we buy Bitcoins now at $26,000, and the price of Bitcoins rises to 29, there is a difference of 10%. Therefore, we would win $100, which would be 10% of the $1,000, okay? I repeat it again. The price of debit coin is 26, it goes up to 29, and there we earn 10%. What would we do? Here we would have USD dollars, we would buy Bitcoins, we would have Bitcoins, the Bitcoin price would go up, and here we would sell Bitcoins and keep dollars. So here we would have $1,000, and here, when it went up, we would have $1,100, okay? That would be bullish or long spot. Okay? Let's imagine the situation that the price of Bitcoin falls. How can you make money with day trading? The situation for spot would be as follows. Here we would have Bitcoins that we would sell for 26,000. So the price of Bitcoins would fall, and here we could buy back cheaper Bitcoins. Therefore, if we sell Bitcoins here, we keep USDT and we would get $1,000, the equivalent. The price of Bitcoin would fall, and here with that $1,000 we could buy back Bitcoins, which would be, we would have 8% more Bitcoins than when we started here. We started here. Here we would have $1,000 in Bitcoins, and here we would have the equivalent of $1,080 in Bitcoins if we imagined that we were here. In other words, here we start with a number of Bitcoins, and here we would have more Bitcoins. Okay? I do not put the calculations because it would be too complicated for this tutorial. We can do one more in detail. Leave me comments below if you want one in detail with all the numbers. Therefore, one situation would be, we enter with dollars, we exit with dollars, and the other situation would be we enter with Bitcoins and we exit with Bitcoins. Okay? This would be as it would be done in spot, bullish and bearish. On the one hand, the raise here, in this example, we would earn 10% in dollars, and here we would earn 8% in Bitcoins. Alright, let's see how it can be done with futures. Futures is a complex topic. I will try to explain it in the simplest way. Let's start with it. Let's start with the bullish situation first. Okay? Bullish and sub, there are 2 ways to make futures, which is direct with USDI or with currency. We will see the currency in another exercise because I do not want to make it very complicated, but we are going to start simply with USDT. So the difference here is one of the main power of futures is that you can multiply your money. That is, you can leverage your money, okay? So there would be 2 situations. To replicate this trait that we have done in spot, we can do it in 2 ways. If we leverage to 10x, we could choose to earn the same as in the day situation, but since we are at 10x multiplied by 10, we would only need $100. With $100 in futures at 10x, we would have the same power as with $1,000 in spot. Or put another way, if instead of putting $100 at 10x, which would be the same as spot, we could put the $1,000 for 10x and multiply by 10. That is, if we do the bullish situation, where with $1,000 we would earn $100 in perpetual futures with $1,000, in the same market situation we would earn $1,000. Or we can put $100 instead of $1,000, and we would earn the same $100 as in spot. I hope it is understood. If you don't understand it, leave it below in the comments. But at first, it's a bit hard to understand the system. Very well. We are going to do the simulation more or less with the futures thing. Let's do that. Put in $100 and go to 10x. There are two ways to see it. Or that you multiply the capital, or that you multiply the percentage. For me, mentally, it is better to multiply the percentage. So let's imagine we go in with $100 and the leverage, which is a futures parameter, we're going to say it's 10x. It can be 10x, 50x, 200x, which obviously multiplies the profits. But we will also see that it has a counterpart, that the losses can be greater. And we're going to see what the losses are, because that's one of the biggest myths in perpetual futures that says you can lose everything. And it is not true. You control the amount you can lose, and we are going to see it now. Very good. So we imagine that we go with $100 and we are at 10x. Therefore, in the same situation that we have seen in spot, we would earn 10% if the price of Bitcoin went up. So either we could multiply that 10% by 10, and then we would earn 100% of the $100. Therefore, we would earn $100. That is to say that if the price of Bitcoin were 26 to 29, assuming that it is 10%, the outputs without counting the commissions, we would have $200. We would put in $100, $200 would come out. In the event that it was going down, a futures short would be made, which basically is that you bet that the Bitcoin price goes down. That is a little more difficult to explain, but the functionality is very simple. In this case, we imagine that from 26 to 24 is 8%. We multiply it by 10 because we are leveraged 10x so much, we would earn 80%. That 80% of the $100 we have put in would give us a profit of $80. In other words, here we see that with $100 we would earn the same as with spot $1,000, $1,000. If we put the $1,000 that we had to do spot in perpetual futures at 10x, we would make $1,000 if the price went up and it wins, and we would make $800 if the price went down. Very well, this is on the condition that the market does what we believe, and obviously that is not always the case. What would happen if in spot the price of its, instead of going up, which is what we expected, it would go down, it would go down. What would happen is that we would have bought Bitcoins here at $1,000, 26 to 26,000, and the Bitcoin price would go down. Therefore, in quotes, we would lose money on paper, but we would still have Bitcoins. True? We would only have to wait for the Bitcoin price to rise to our target, which in this case would be 29,000. How much can it be? Well, you already know that Bitcoin depends on the situation, well, more or less, depending on how close we are to the halving. But that would be the worst condition, that we would have to wait with those Bitcoins for the Bitcoin price to rise to make a profit, but we would not lose money. That we would have blocked that $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 or whatever. No? In case of perpetual futures, the situation is different. The situation is different because basically the percentage is multiplied by 10 both randomly and downwards. That is, if the debit coin price went up by 10%, we would earn 100%. But if the Bitcoin price, and we're going long now in this example, if the Bitcoin price went down, for example, 8%, or it could be 10%, for example, if it went down 10%, we would lose 100% of the capital. In fact, then, if we go long with $100, for example, if it goes up to 29,000, we would gain 100, but if it went down to 10%, we would lose the $100. You can lose a maximum of $100 plus a little commission. Okay? Now we will see why it is important to use the exchange MEXC, which has the lowest commissions in the market. Very good. That's called liquidation. Liquidation is that the market goes against you 100%. 100% means multiplied by the leverage. If it is 10% times 10x, then it would be 100%, and there we would be liquidated. That in truth we will see that the liquidation has special commissions, and in truth it is not 100%, it would be 80%. But hey, for the moment we are not going to go in there because we are going to put a protection on it. And that is where it comes from, the new parameters of perpetual futures, because perpetual futures basically have leverage. We then have entry. We also have take profit and stop loss. Okay, so
we are going to
see those parameters. We have already seen the leverage, which in this case we have said would be 10x. The entry would be the entry price, which in this case would be 26. The entry price in this case would be 26,000, and then the take profit and the stop loss. Okay? The take profit means where I want to get out of the futures and where I want to take profit. In this case, we're going to assume it's the long and we want to take profit at 29,000, which is if we enter with $100, okay?
With $100
it would give
risk,
us a profit of $100. Okay? In the event that the price goes against it, if it drops to 10%, we would lose everything. But the stop loss is used for that,
stop losses,
in
okay?
TradingView,
So
you can come here long or short. We take a long and you simply put it where you want, and there it tells us the stop and the target, that this is the take profit and this is the stop loss, which is what I have here now same. I'm going to do a zoom and we're going to see how the situation would be. In this case, if you look closely,
what I put is 10% more or less, 10% would
which would be picking up at 29, and the stop loss I have decided to put at 228. But let's imagine that it is 2%, okay? Which would be approximately 2,500. Very good. Well, in this case, 2,500. Let's see, we have it here, and those 2,500 would be where the losses would stop us. And what would be the losses? Well, look, the losses. If we put 25,500 in this case, we are going to put simple numbers. We have said that it would be 2% with $100. The losses would be 2%, which multiplied by 10 would be 20%. Of $100, it would be $20. Okay? So, with this setup, which is what we are going to use now, to do a trade, a real trade, basically what we would put would be $100.
And he wins in this
or
one,
how much you win or how much you lose. So in this trade that we are imagining with $100, we would either win $100 or lose $20 without counting commissions. Okay? Good. So let's go to the next step. I hope that this has been understood in the future. And if not, leave me below in the comments the questions you want. We can discuss it in the comments, or in the telecom group that we have in Trans Money, which you also have in the description of the video. Explained how futures work more or less above, we are going to choose the exchange house, and the exchange house that I'm going to recommend today in this video is MEXC. Why? Basically what I have increased, because they are the lowest commissions on the market, which for the future are 0% in maker and 0.1 in taker. Okay? Commission. We will talk about it in another video that it is taker and maker, but basically the worst case in a 0.01 commission. Alright, so with that being said, let's put that trade in exactly. Okay? Once you want the MEXC account, I'm going to show you the two options available. Okay? If we go, for example, to any video from the Trans and Money community, there is a link where you can open an account. And with MEXC, in addition to having the lowest fees on the market, it also has a simulation account. That is, that you can do practices without putting your money. Okay? It would be, this is the link, okay? You have here, MEXC. If you do it with this link from the Trans and Money community, you will have up to $10,000 in prizes. Very good. Once the account is open, you can do two things, or it will go to futures directly, that is, sorry to use crypto by buying crypto with this menu here that you have in MEXC, or by depositing crypto from another exchange house. Okay? That you could go here to wallet and deposit. And I recommend that if you want to make futures with USD, you simply use the network. For example, you go to USDT, in this case that's it, and the network you can use different networks. I recommend Smart Change Pods, Smart Chain VIP 20. Okay? Make the candle the one you want, but these are usually the ones with the lowest fees and it is quite fast. Okay? And here you would have where to send, well, in this case, to my account. You don't send it here. Where to send USDIs. Okay? You simply go to wallet, deposit. Very good. Once that is done, you can start trading. Another option, if you don't want to deposit yet, I'll tell you if you don't want to deposit crypto and want to demo, you can go to the demo trading account. Okay? You simply click here and it takes you to the web page where it is a demo. How will you see the difference? Because up here it says testnet futures, and also here it says receive demo coins. Okay? In this case, I already told him that I wanted to receive demo coins, and so I have, well, $48,000 in demo. Okay? Do not look here, Future Testnet. That is the important thing. If you want to do normal trading, just go to Futures, Perpetual, and USDT in Perpetual Fusion. Okay? We'll talk in another video so that it doesn't take me too long that they are COINM, which basically is, instead of using USDI, you use the currency. That is, if you are bullish on the currency. We will explain it in another video so as not to complicate it more. Very well, then we are going to make the trade. That is what is important. Okay? We are in the simulated account. Here I have two positions, but we are going to put the trade that we are talking about right now. No? I'm not going to be too complicated, but basically, to go long, you usually always have to put the position above the price. Because otherwise, what's happening? If I tell him now 26, he will enter me directly into the position. We would have to put 26 a little more 26, okay? What am I going to do? So that no, we are going to do it both ways so that you can see it. Now he's 26, I don't know what. We have said first to put 26,000, I put 26,000, which would be the price of entry. I also have to explain these two values. Basically, ISO beats what it means is isolated and wants you to choose the languages here, by the way. It means isolated. It means that this trait is isolated from the futures account. Because that is another thing that I forgot to explain, that you will have to go through the wallet. If it is not a demo account, you will have to go from when the deposit, you will have to transfer it to futures. Okay? Because the accounts are separated so you don't spend more money than you had planned. Basically, you have the spot futures and fiat account. So, you have to make a transfer to the futures account if you want to trade futures. And then, that is the money that is there to attract futures, and they will not take money that you have in spot. Okay? Very well, once we have the futures account, we put the entry point. Okay? And the quantity that we want to enter the market. Here, if you look, it puts in BTC, USDT, or with I put USDT, and here you have to put the money you want to enter the market. As we are 10x in the well, because I have other orders, well, I'm going to take them out. Let's see if that will leave me. Okay. Now, yes, I'm going to put 10x would enter 10x, which is how we have done the example. Okay, I have 10x, and here, then, we can already make the trade. I confirm we have 10x, I enter 26, and I put the amount that I enter the market, that I want to put $100 of risk capital or of in this investment. And since I am at 10x, what I am going to do is really enter like I had $1,000. Okay? What can be done is also to directly put in Bitcoins, but we are going to put in USDT. You simply have to make the capital you want to invest multiplied by the number you have here. Okay? So, we are going to put stop loss and take profit. The take profit we have said that we would come out at 29,000, which would be 100% that we have said, but well, since it is not exact, it is exactly 115. But an example that we have said would be 100. Therefore, here the risk that we enter is these buying and selling are $1,000, but since we are at 10, we would only enter with $100. Okay? You will see it here in the account, which says 49,999 here. You will see that it will put 40,899 approximately, which is the $100 that we are going to enter. And here we would put the profits in serious, you see? It would be $115, which would be 100%, approximately 115% of the $100 that we are going to invest. And the stop loss we have said 2% below, we are going to go directly here, and we have said that it would be approximately, let me do a little zoom, and there we see exactly what the target is. This tool is very interesting that we can go here to settings, and here it tells us how much the price would be exactly 2%. Okay? 2% would be 25,590. That is where we would stop the losses, which we have said would be 20%, $20. So let's see where you had the trade here. We put 25,590, which would be, in this case, 15% exactly. I thought it was 20%, but hey, it was to do simple numbers that, in fact, we could change it here and we could put 500 and that's it. 20% does not come out, okay? So, I'd open long in this case, and that's how we'd make the $100 bet, and you're actually locked in this trade. This trade is, we enter with $100, and the exit is going to be either we win $115 or we lose $19. Okay? More commissions, but that's why we use MEXC, which has the super cheap commissions that we see here, which will be a maximum of 0.01%. We open long, confirm and see that the order is here, waiting for the price to reach 26,000. Once the 26,000 arrives, we will enter the position here, okay? And this is how a trade would be made. If we want, and I have set a limit by the way, I have forgotten. If we want to go right in and you see that he's taken out the $100 here, that would be limit, which means that the price will wait until it goes to 26,000. On the other hand, if we want to enter directly for the trade to start directly, we would put here the $1,000, which would be to enter with $100 because we are at 10x, and we would put the same stop loss, which was 29,114, more or less, because the price has varied a bit, the other would be 25,500. Okay? Entering the market like this, the market means that we enter the position directly. We do not wait for the price to reach a specific price, which is what we had here before, the 26,000. We open long. Here confirms the information. Okay? And note that the margin use is what gives us the $100, but Bitcoins, in truth, we are going to enter with $1,000. That is why we are multiplied by 10x. I give it to enter, and you see, he has already entered the position directly, and here he is telling us that we have put $100, and the take profile and the stop loss, here he tells us that we have them, and right now, well, we are earning 0.03. And what it says here about unrealist, PNP, PNL, which is the profit and loss, what we are earning now directly. Now we are directly earning a $0.04 because the price of Bitcoin has risen a little, okay? And we have entered 2616, okay? And that would be a bit like how futures work. If you have any questions, leave it to me in the comments below, if not in the telecom group. And you also have the link of all the tools that we use in the Trans and Money community. You have it in the video description. Okay? I repeat that in this video we have used MEXC because it has low rates on the market and there is no need for KYC. It is not necessary to identify yourself with an identity card. Simply with Google or any other identifier, you can open the MEXC account in seconds. Done. In less than 30 seconds, and you can already try to make a trade, as I have done live, in the demo account without risking any money. Okay? And that would be today's video. Thank you very much, everyone. Good luck with your straights, health, love, and fortune, and see you in the next video.